Joe of Joe's Carp Adventures, and it's Sunday, August 28th. It's about 9:17 in the morning. I am back at Lake Trashmore this morning, and I'm back at my usual spot. You know, the last two times out I tried a new spot, and while that spot was pretty action-packed, so far I haven't really caught much in the way of size there. Now, the last time I fished this spot, which was in May, I caught nothing but 2 to 3 pounders. However, prior to that, earlier in the spring, I was catching teeners with regularity, and one day I caught 2 carp within ounces of 20 pounds on the same day. So the lure of a little bit bigger carp has lured me back to this spot, and I'm thinking after today's session I will try to explore some new places for the next few times. But at any rate, that's the plan for today. We'll be back with updates. Hey, it's Joe with an update. It's about 9:40. Got all 3 rods in, and I thought I'd talk bait a little bit. As far as hook baits, I'm fishing 3 of my customary baits. I'm fishing puffs on one rod, corn puffs that is. I'm fishing a bead on one rod, and then I'm fishing a tiger nut with a tipped with a piece of yellow plastic corn on the 3rd rod. In terms of pack bait, I'm having a departure today from my usual. I saw a video on YouTube of Josh Vickers' channel, Carp Catfish Baits, Tips, and Tricks, where he was advertising a great pack bait based on soybean meal. I've never used that, so I bit the bullet, ran out to the feed store and picked up a 25-pound bag of soybean meal. And basically the only ingredients are a can of sweet corn drained, 3 pounds of soybean meal, and a dozen eggs for a binder. So I'm trying something new today. If this works and the carp like it, and I like the way it packs, then it's a cheaper alternative to the normal Panko-Oats pack bait that I use, which costs something under $10. So at any rate, we're going to give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. Keep you posted. Hey, it's Joe with an update. It's about 10:45. My strategy this morning for my 3 rods was to give them a good whack out, lining up to far shore markers, and I don't know, they're probably 30-40 yards out, something like that. Haven't had a whisper, so I'm going to move them in. It's been an hour, and after seeing 2 carp in the margins feeding since I've been here, I put out a 4th rod in the margin just now. So we'll move the other rods and see if we can get some action. That's it. Got off. Hey, it's Joe of Joe's Carp Adventures. It's about 10:20. Brought in all the rods, brought them in closer, but before I did that, I did have a run on the right rod, which was the puff rod, and I had a decent fish, I'd say 10-poundish, and like last week, I played it in a while, got it fairly close in to where I could see it a couple times, and biff, off came the hook. I checked the hook was brand new, sharp as could be. I don't know. There's a lot of weeds in here too. Maybe they're getting leveraged somehow with weeds. So we'll see. We'll keep you posted. Hey, it's Joe with an update. It's about 1:20. I just moved down to the spot I fished the last 2 times after 3 hours of one run in the other place, and the prospect's not looking too encouraging. I just decided to pull up and move down here where I had a lot more action. It's entirely possible I won't have any more action down here than I did there, but it seemed worth a try. So we're going to close out the last couple hours of the session down here, hoping for a bite. We'll keep you posted.
It was nice to see her, and I probably see to talk with her more, but she had to do chastity, so she was going to close the bathroom. She was closing the bathroom anyway, so I thought, well, if I can't stop her, I'll just come.
You stay there. Lord, that was a great grace. Thank you. Hey, it's Joe with an update. It's about 2:30. I just pulled all the rods in, put some fresh pack bait on them, and checked their baits, and had puffs to one, and the other two were still intact. So I've seen fish breaching in and all around this area where I'm fishing. So we'll see if we can get a capture before we go. Not a lot of time left, but always a chance for a capture when there are rods in the water. Hoping for the best. We'll keep you posted. Yes, Lord. I'd love something exotic. A koi, a goldfish, a hybrid, a linear, a fully scaled mirror, grass carp, or a huge, citation channel cat, citation carp. Any of those would be awesome. Hey, it's Joe with an update. It's 3 o'clock. I've had a couple of line bites on the middle rod, but that's it. I'm going to start packing up in earnest here. Of course, there's still a chance as long as the rods are in the water. We'll keep you posted. This down here. I'm going to make one last ditch effort with the bait that's left. The chumming area. Alright, let's see. Come here. Straight toward the island would be straight out there. Okay. That building. Okay. All right there. Hey, it's Joe with an update. It's about 3:30. In a last-ditch effort to get a bite, I took the remaining pack bait I had and chucked it toward a particular orientation offshore as far as I could. Then I moved my left rod over that baited area, baited with puff, and I've been fishing it over there for about 15 minutes while I packed up the rest of the rods, the rest of the kit. It's not looking like I'm going to get a bite. I'm about ready to take that rod out and call it a day. Not every session happens the way you want it to, and this one was one of those. I had one run, hooked up, had a nice, about a 10-pound carp, got it into where I could see it, and then hook unbuttoned. And that was it for today. That was the only real run I've gotten today. So they don't always go like you want them to. That's the breaks. We'll see you next time.